For this week, I kept trying to come up with a heart space intention, but I feel like I'm in this space in my own personal life and practice where I feel called just to get quiet and to turn towards reflection and introspection rather than offering something out for my classes. And so in light of that, we'll start our practice with meditation. We'll spend an extra minute or so just being in our bodies connected to breath and making space to lean back so we can mindfully observe what chooses to show up for us today. And I think oftentimes the answers already exist within us, and it's just that we are constantly looking outward for answers, for guidance, for insight. And we are sometimes the last person that we turn to for that wisdom. And so allowing ourselves to get a little bit quieter this morning. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. We will start on the back body for our practice. So if you want to begin in Shavasana, feel free to do so. Just finding a comfortable shape to settle into. Taking a moment to adjust your body and close your eyes. Begin to notice the subtle sensations that are present. Begin to notice the sounds around you. And begin to deepen each breath in. And lengthen each breath out. And as each inhale expands, as each exhale extends, maybe the slowing of your breath helps to slow down the thoughts moving through your mind, enough so that you can begin to lean back and observe them. As we lean back and watch our thoughts that are moving through, creating a little bit of distance between us and them. We're not necessarily trying to stop the stream of thought, but we're trying to create that distance so that we can watch and notice and observe through a lens of curiosity, doing our best to set judgment aside so we can just notice the information that's choosing to show up for us today. And over the next couple rounds of breath, maybe start to experiment with sending more breath into the back of your body and towards your side bodies. Breathing in every direction. So that your breath has more room to reach. You also might begin to get a little bit of a stretch from the inside out just by taking that deeper breath in. And then with every exhale, see if you can not only lengthen out your breath, but you can really focus on emptying your breath completely. And then if your mind has got swept up in thought, allowing yourself to lean back again. into that seat of the mindful observer. So you can watch mindfully from that distance. In this last minute or so, noticing if any of the information that has chosen to bubble up within you is maybe inspiration for an intention. Something that you'd like to carry with you throughout your practice, or something that you'd like to maybe embody throughout your practice. Something that you'd like to use the energy that you cultivate within your practice to move in the direction of. And as you allow an intention to naturally form, and bringing that intention to your heart space, you might also bring one or both of your hands to your heart space. And we'll take 3 rounds of cleansing breath. So go ahead and use your next breath in just to fill up as fully as you can. And then an open mouth exhale to release that breath completely. Breathing in even deeper, even fuller for this next inhale. Suck in a little bit more air. And an open mouth cleansing breath out. And for our third cycle, your deepest and fullest breath in. And an audible open mouth exhale. Allowing your lips to seal. Let your breath stay full and fluid. And then take your time to find your way onto your back body and into a full body stretch. So as you arrive to the earth, allowing your hands to reach up overhead. Taking a moment to find any circles to your ankles, your wrists, any movement to your fingers, your toes. And then eventually start to bring both knees into your body. Feel a little bit of length move into your low back. Maybe take a little rock from side to side. And then start to interlace your hands onto your right shin and extend your left leg out across the earth. Your wind removing pose, take a nice slow breath in. And then go ahead and find your supine twist on your exhale out. Right knee tips across your body to the left, your right shoulder get heavy towards the ground. And again, feeling the movement of your breath to facilitate that stretch in the inside out. Breathe into your right side body, feeling your breath create a little bit more space between every rib. And on your exhale, allow yourself to rinse and rotate a little bit further into your twist. And then we're going to keep these legs, so the supine twist leg orientation, but we're going to roll onto our left side body. So we're in this kind of like half fetal pose. Left ear to left bicep. And start to bend your left heel towards your seat and reach with your right hand to catch your left foot. You might have to lift your chest to create that connection first, and then you can lower your left ear back to your bicep. And then gently pull your left heel towards your seat. You might also kind of press so that your left foot's more towards the ground versus up towards the sky, getting a deeper stretch through your left quad. Gently draw your navel to your spine. Think about elongating your tailbone forward to the front of your yoga mat. Just take one more breath here as you open through your left thigh. On your breath out, release your left leg long, and as you roll onto your back body, find your way into your figure 4. Right ankle stacks on top of your left thigh. And then deciding on the depth of your figure four, maybe reach around your left hamstring. Maybe find a little bit of movement here, a rock from side to side. Take another big breath in. And we'll exhale to wind removing pose, second side. Let your right leg reach across the earth now. Bring your left knee in close. Switch your grip to the top of your left shin as you breathe in. And then let your exhale lead you into your supine twist, second side. Collarbones opening wide to the sky. Take at least one full breath just right here. Feeling the sensations of your breath moving throughout your body. Let's take an extra inhale. And on your exhale, start to roll onto your right side into that half beetle pose. Bend your right heel to your seat. Catch your right foot with your left hand to create your thigh stretch. And allow yourself to explore the little adjustments within the shape to create the thigh stretch that feels true for you. So you can explore the angle of your right thigh bone, your right shin bone. You can explore how much you use your hand to pull your heel close, or you can kick back into your hand and see how that feels. Notice how much engagement you want to add in through your belly and the lengthening of your tailbone forward to create resistance in your stretch. And one more slow, steady inhale here. And then as you exhale, releasing your right leg long, roll onto your back body, figure for your left ankle on your right thigh. Think about actively stretching your sits bones forward to the front of your yoga mat, so you're creating length through your low back. And maybe a little bit of movement from left to right. And take one more really slow, mindful breath here. A full breath in. A complete breath out. Maybe an open mouth exhale if that would feel good. And then we're going to move into our core connection. So you can just send your right leg long towards a hover. Bring your left knee in towards your left shoulder. So you're in this kind of bicycle leg setup. Hands behind your head, elbows wide. Use your strong core to lift your head and shoulders. And then rotate your right elbow towards your left thigh. If it's available for your elbow and your thigh to press into one another, you're going to push elbow and thigh together to create a little bit more sensation and energy through your left side body. And then keep your upper body in this twist. Keep that pressure between elbow and thigh. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, you're just going to slowly lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. On your inhale, right leg lowers down towards a hover. Actively pull your navel to your spine. Then on your exhale, right leg lifts up again towards the sky. And we'll go for 3 more. We inhale, right leg lowers any amount. Maybe finding that hover. On your exhale, front ribs draw together. Right leg reaches up to the sky. And last 2, slow inhale, right leg lowers. So exhale, right leg lifts. Last round here, inhale, right leg lowers. And exhale, right leg lifts. Then switching outside, you're going to send your left leg forward to a hover. Bend your right knee into your body, rotating the opposite direction. Left elbow towards or to your right thigh. Navel to spine, take an inhale. And on your exhale, left leg lifts up to the ceiling. And inhale, left leg lowers up. And exhale, left leg to the sky. And last 3, inhale to lower. Pull your navel down to the ground. exhale, left leg lifts. Then final two, full breath in to lower. Slow, steady exhale to lift. Final round, inhale, left leg lowered, shoulder blades lifted, navel to spine. And exhale, left leg lifts to the sky last time. Then release and relax your head and shoulders, drop back, knees fall to your chest. Take a couple windshield wipers to your legs, and then take a big breath in through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale. And from here, begin to find your way up to your tabletop pose. And maybe a couple of rocks the length of your spine. And then as you start to set yourself up, let your fingers spread really wide and squeeze the earth with your finger pads so there's energy in your hands. Inhale to your cow pose. Begin to stretch your heart and your tailbone to the sky. Feeling a stretch through all that effort. And then on your exhale, cat spine, you're gonna round through the back of your heart. Really allow your head to hang here. Maybe actively tuck your tailbone. And then inhale to your cow pose once again. Heart and tailbone lift. Stretching out the effort that we just created through our center body, through our belly strength. And then exhale, cat pose, round your spine. Then inhale to your cow pose one more time. Heart and tailbone scoop up. And then keep your hips high, walk your hands forward, and dive your forehead or your chest down to the earth. Anahatasana, your heart melting pose. Take a slow breath in here. And a slow breath out here. And go ahead and press your hands, begin to lift back up to your tabletop pose. Tuck your toes underneath with your inhale, and then hover your knees just above the ground into your hovering tabletop as you exhale. We're going to do a little core connection here as well. So in your tabletop, everything's going to stay the same. Just reach your right leg up and back. So in this hovering one-legged tabletop, take a big breath in. On your exhale, you're going to bring your right knee towards your nose, and you're going to pike your hips up to the sky like a downward facing dog. So right knee to nose, hips go high to the sky like down dog. Then on your inhale, you're going to bend your left knee back to a hover and reach your right leg long again. Two more like that. Exhale, lift your hips up, right knee comes to nose. You can keep your shoulders more forward, it'll make it more challenging. And then inhale, left knee hovers, right leg reaches back. One more time, exhale, right knee to nose, left leg lengthens, hips lift. Then inhale, left knee to a hover, right leg reaches back. Now land your right toes at the back of your yoga mat and step back into your high plank. On your inhale, shift forward to your tippy toes. Exhale, slowly lower to your belly all the way to the ground. When you're right here, go ahead and untuck your toes. Inhale to your low cobra. Feel a lift the back of your heart space. And exhale, lower down. But inhale, low cobra. Lifting up again, option to stay in low cobra. Option to reach your hands out in front of you. Imagine you're holding a yoga block out over the crown of your head, palms facing, thumbs to the sky. Long through the nape of your neck. Think about lifting your thumbs to the ceiling as you take one more inhale. And then hands by your low ribs and lower your forehead to the earth with the exhale. This time we're going to go upward facing dog. Big breath into your up dog. Perhaps you go back to cobra if that feels better. And exhale to your downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And from here, walk forward into a forward fold. Allow your knees to soften as you arrive. Rest your belly to your thighs, head heavy. Sway a little bit forward and back. And on your next breath in, with soft knees, lengthen your spine, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Then exhale, fold back towards the earth. On your inhale, rise all the way to stand, reach up high, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale back to the ground, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift with your breath in. Step back into your hovering tabletop as you breathe out. So just to your hovering tabletop, right? Shoulders start over wrists, hips stacked over your hovering knees. Getting strong through your right toes, send your left leg up and back. Flex your left heel, pull your navel to your spine, take an inhale. On your exhale, bring your knee to your nose, pike your hips up to the ceiling, push the earth away. And inhale, right knee bends to a hover, left leg lengthens back, front ribs up together. Last two, exhale, left knee to the nose, lengthen your right leg as you push the earth away and lift your hips. Inhale, right knee hovers, left leg goes long. Last one like this. Exhale, left knee to nose, pike your hips up, push the earth away. And then inhale, left leg lengthens, right knee hovers. High plank pose, left toe step back, right toe step back. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway for chaturanga. Open your heart, upward facing dog with your breath in. We'll go back to downward dog as we breathe out. Take a deep inhale to reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. And on your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Draw one hip circle in one direction as you inhale, so just drawing a giant circle with your right knee, using your right glute strength and space. On your exhale, reverse that circle, go the opposite direction. And from here, take a big step forward, right foot to the top of your yoga mat. And lifting up to your fingertips, cow lunge, left knee's gonna hover as you breathe in. Use your exhale to lengthen your legs to your cat lunge, your hamstring stretch. And from here, go ahead and bend into your right knee. Strong through your legs, rise all the way up to your high crescent lunge. Full breath in to lift and lengthen to the sky. On your exhale, hands to heart, dip your left knee to a hover. And then try to pull your front ribs in. Bring your shoulders back to stack over your hips. The power of your right heel driving into the earth. Take a full inhale here. With our exhale, we're gonna find an airplane lunge. So keep both feet on the earth. Just begin to hinge forward as you lengthen out your left leg. Send your wings back beside you. Chest is proud. Rotate your palms to face the ground. Thumbs go wide so your collarbones are open. Squeezing your shoulder blades gently together. Press the backs of your hands up to the ceiling and draw your pinkies towards the midline. So you feel a bunch of energy at your upper back. Now from here, keep pressing the backs of your hands to the sky. Slow motion, so just circle sweep your hands wide. And then into a reaching crescent, hands go overhead. Again, you're imagining you're holding a yoga block over your crown. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, hands to the earth, release. Rotate all 10 toes to the left and bend into your left knee for your side lunge or your skandasana. Taking a moment to open through your hips. And find an inhale here. And let your exhale rotate you to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge to your left. Three-legged dog, send your left leg to the sky with a big breath in. Bend your knee, open your hip on your exhale. Draw one circle with your left knee, your left hip as you breathe in. And then reverse the direction of that circle as you exhale. Take a giant step forward, left foot to the top of your yoga mat. Right knee hovers for our cow lunge with inhale. And then exhale to your cat lunge, long legs. Okay, bend into your front knee and rise all the way up to your high crescent lunge. Strong through your legs, let your breath lift you tall. And exhale, hands to heart, right knee sinks down to a hover. Pulling your front ribs to the back of your body. Trying to use your core strength to lift your hip points up to the sky as you lengthen through your tailbone. Take a nice deep breath in. Then into our airplane lunge, tip forward. Think about your hips lifting slightly up and back as you hinge forward. Strong airplane wings, strong upper back. Front ribs are still drawn together. Do the power through your right leg. Think about keeping that upward energy through the backs of your hands to the sky as you slowly circle sweep your hands overhead into your reaching crescent. Left heel is digging into the earth to line up your left glute. Take a big breath in. And exhale, hands to your mat. Rotate your toes to the right. Bend into your right knee for your side lunge or your skandasana. Good. Allow an inhale to reach through your body here. And exhale rotates us to the right, back to the top of our yoga mat. Step into your high plank, right foot joins your left. Inhale to glide forward to your tippy toes. And use your exhale to lower with control all the way to the ground. Keep your thighs engaged as you release to your belly. Untucking your toes. Inhale to your low cobra, lift the back of your heart space. And exhale to release. Inhale to a low or a high cobra. Maybe use your hands to lift up a little bit taller for this round. And then exhale to release. This time, inhale, finding your low cobra. Use the strength along your spine to lift up. And then maybe reach your hands forward again to this kind of like Superman shape. Holding that imaginary yoga block overhead. If you'd like to lift your legs as well this time, feel free to do so. Pull your navel actively up to the ceiling. For the length of your whole body, the lift of your whole body as you take one more breath in. And exhale, hands by your low ribs, release. Breathe up into up dog. And then exhale back into down dog. The next breath in, send your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. On your exhale, bring your knee to your nose, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, right knee and left, tricep cross underneath your body. Then inhale, three-legged dog, big breath in. Then bend your knee and open your hips, stay or find wild thing. Maybe step your right toes behind you as you breathe out. Then a full inhale as you open your heart. Then looking to the top of your yoga mat, we're going to step into a low lunge, right foot steps forward. Maybe help it there. Low lunge. Catching our breath with a cow lunge, dip your left knee to hover as you inhale. And lengthen your legs, cat lunge as you exhale. Same as before, we're going to bend our front knee and make our way into our high crescent lunge. Let your inhale pull you all the way up. On exhale, hands to heart, left knee sinks to a hover. This time, just take one big breath in here. With your out breath, we're going to hinge forward into airplane pose. So leaning into your strong right leg, try to pull from your right leg to fly instead of pushing off your back foot. Take your time to draw yourself forward into your standing balance. Any amount of softness through your right knee. Think about the engagement through your upper back here. And finding a little micro bend through your right knee. So to rise up to stand with your left leg, maybe circle sweeping your arms. So in that same circle sweep motion that we were taking in our crescent variations. Take a big breath in. And exhale, twist to your left. Let your left hand sweep down and back, right hand reaches forward. Rooting through your right foot, grow a little bit taller through your heart and crown as you inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to maybe twist a little bit deeper. Maybe you take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Maybe you extend your left leg instead. Finding your variation here. We're going to slowly start to unwind to face forward, one-legged Tadasana. And moving through airplane or warrior 3, pendulum swing your left leg back. Hands can reach out in front of you or back beside you. Take your inhale. And then crescent lunge with the exhale, left toes arrive back to the earth. Rise up with your breath in. Warrior 2, spin your left heel down towards the ground. To release the right hip a little bit, reverse your triangle first. Let your right leg go long, reach your right hand high with your inhale. Then exhale, side angle, bend into your right knee. And send your left fingers to the sky. You rotate your heart open here. Think about widening your collarbones. Option to extend your left hand overhead. Your extended side angle. Left palm rotates to face the earth. And your left thumb is reaching to the wall behind your heart to open around your scapula. And from your strong legs, root to rise, reverse your warrior, big breath in. And then on your exhale, we're gonna go into a wide-legged forward fold. So extending through your right leg, turn all 10 toes at the long edge of your yoga mat and dive down. Breathe in to lift up halfway through your torso. Your exhale, bend your left knee for a side lunge. So start in the side lunge this time because we're gonna add in an upper body variation. So left knee is bent in our side lunge. Take your right hand to the earth and twist your left hand at the sky. Nice full breath in. And then on your breath out, you can stay here or you're gonna sink into Skandasana and switch your arms. So sinking into Skandasana, left hand low, right hand to the sky. Maybe your left upper arm bone is helping to open your left hip. Take an inhale here. And exhale, rotate to the back of your yoga mat, low lunge to your left. Lift your left leg to the ceiling on your inhale, three-legged dog. Then exhale, left knee to nose, shift forward. Then three-legged dog, big breath in. Left knee to your right tricep as you breathe out. Then three-legged dog, inhale, left leg to the sky. And then bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or wild thing, maybe left toes step behind you. Opening through your front body, take a big breath in. Looking towards your right hand, towards the top of your yoga mat, low lunge. Think about using your core. It's almost like you're moving through a side plank engagement. Left foot steps forward. Maybe help it there, and then let your right knee dip to your hover, cow lunge on your breath in. Long exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen out both legs. Then high crescent, bend into your front knee. Take your time to breathe your way all the way up. Hands to heart center, tip your right knee towards a hover. Pause as you fill your lungs. Airplane pose, slowly tip forward. Power of your left leg draws you into your balance as you fly. Energy through your right leg all the way to your right toes. You can flex your foot, you can point your toes, up to you. Just find energy all the way through. You might start to find that little bit of a bend through your left knee. As you bring your right leg with you to stand, option to circle, sweep your arms to the sky. Get a nice full inhale. And exhale to twist to the right. So right hand goes back this time, left hand goes forward. Feel the power of your left foot is the energy to root to rise. So the four corners of your left foot on the earth, engaging all the different angles throughout your leg. You can stay here, or left hand can go to the outside of your right thigh. But also extend your right leg, so whatever variation feels interesting. We'll inhale back to our one-legged Tadasana, turning to face forward. Airplane or warrior 3. As you tip forward, hands can reach in front of you or beside you. Give this shape just one breath in. And then to our high crescent lunge, we release back down. Pivot open to your warrior 2. And right away, inhale to reverse your triangle. Releasing your left hip for a moment. Your exhale dives you back in, side angle, right hand to the sky. Think about reaching through upward through the head of your right shoulder. And that'll help so we're not just like collapsing onto our left thigh, the head of right shoulder to the sky. Creating a little more space between your left ribs and your left thigh bone. Maybe extend your side angle. So as you sweep your right hand overhead, again, palm is facing down, but really encourage your right thumb to the wall that's behind your heart space. And from here, strong legs, strong core. Inhale to your reverse warrior. Big side body stretch. We'll exhale to a wide-legged fold. So lengthen out your left leg. Turn your toes forward and hinge down. Good, next breath in, lift up halfway. Exhale, side lunge into your right knee. So start with the side lunge, staying lifted. Left hand to the earth, twist your right hand to the sky. Take a nice full inhale here. And on your exhale, Skandasana, maybe switching your arms. So if you want to go to Skandasana, sinking down, right hand goes low, left hand reaches high. And your upper arm bone, your right arm's on the inside of your right thigh, so you can help open your knee a little bit wider here. Take your breath in. And exhale, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat, pivot around. Find your high plank pose, the right foot meets your left. On your inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the earth. So you arrive to your belly, untuck your toes. Inhale to a low or a high cobra, you choose. And exhale back down. Right, this time we're going to take a floor bow. You can also go back to that Superman shape that we were taking. Otherwise, for your floor bow, you're going to bend your heels towards your seat. Reach back with your left hand to catch your left foot. Reach with your right hand to catch your right foot. Zip your legs towards each other. Bring your forehead to the ground. Take a big breath in. Leading with the power of your legs. On your exhale, kick your legs back and up to lift your torso. Think about lifting your thigh bones off the ground. Draw your shoulder blades together, collarbones wide. If it feels comfortable for your neck to look up slightly. Okay, everything's hugging in and up. Navel to spine, strong legs for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Taking a belly down, Shavasana. Option to winch and might be your legs a little bit side to side if that would feel good. Take one more breath in. Then as you breathe out, your legs go long. Slide your hands back by your low ribs and slowly push to a child's pose. Find your hips to make their way to your heels. Lengthen through your spine, sinking back. Okay, go ahead and find your way up to a seat just for a second. I want to show you a little variation in our core moment in the beginning of our layer for this last little layer that we're going to take. It's a little bit funky, so I just want you to have a visual. So what we're going to do is we'll be in our downward facing dog. We'll lift our leg, we'll bend our knee and open our hip. You have the option to go to wild thing, just like we did before. And then from your wild thing or from your half dog, we're going to use our core to take right knee to left tricep. So we're going all the way underneath, right knee, left tricep. Now you can stay right here and just hold. Or what you're going to do is your left leg, which is your long leg, your back leg, is going to spin so that your left heel plants to the ground. It's kind of like the back foot of my warrior two. And again, you can stay here. Or keeping your right thigh bone pulling forward and up into your chest, you're going to bend your left knee and sink your hips towards your heels. You won't go very far. So we're just like twisted, hovering tabletop situation. So my left heel's on the ground, my left knee bends, I sink back, and I shift forward again. Right knee pulling to left tricep again. And then I'll lift to the sky, 3-legged dog. Okay, so hopefully that translates through the screen, but if not, again, you can always hold right knee to left tricep in that case for a breath. Okay, we'll start in downward facing dog. We're just going to take this last little layer, and then we'll make our way into deep stretching. So grab a sip of water if you want one. And then find your downward dog. As you arrive to your down dog, maybe take a big breath in via your nose. Maybe an open mouth exhale. And inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale to bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or wild thing. Give yourself a big breath in here. We're gonna go right knee to left tricep. So really zipping up through your core. Go super slow here, take your time. Right knee is going to left tricep. Option to hold or spin your left toes to the left. So your left heel can land to the earth. Shoulders are relatively square. Pull your right thigh bone up and forward. And then bend your left knee, sink your hips back, shoulders out of ears. Take an inhale. On your exhale, shift forward again. Right knee is going to left tricep still. Three-legged dog. Lift your right leg to the sky. And then step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Left knee hovers, cow lunge on your inhale. On your exhale, find your cat lunge, lengthen through your legs. A little different this time. You're gonna bend into both your knees. Lower your left knee to the earth. Wander your right foot a little bit wider, so you're in your lizard lunge. And then we'll add in our twist here. So right hand reaches back. Twisted monkey. Maybe pull your left toe to your seat. Perhaps your right hand catches your left foot. Take a nice big breath in. And a really slow breath out. Good. From here, begin to release. Right hand on the inside of your right foot. Tuck your back toes underneath and lift your back knee to your lifted lizard lunge. We're going to turn our toes to the left for side lunge or skandasana, bending into our left knee. So side lunge or skandasana, take your inhale. And on your exhale, low lunge to the back of your yoga mat, all 10 toes turn. And from here, you're in a low lunge, pressing through your feet. You're going to begin to lift your heart off your left thigh, finding an airplane lunge, hands go back. And take a nice big breath in. And a slow exhale. You can stay here and circle sweep your hands to a reaching crescent, or you can circle sweep your hands and tip forward into a warrior three. So you decide if your right toes are lifted or on the earth. Take a big breath in. Exhale, high crescent lunge is where we'll all meet. Right toes to the ground if they're lifted. Find your way tall through your torso. Warrior two, spin your right heel down. Inhale to reverse your triangle, lengthen, lift up. You'll exhale to side angle, bend into your left knee and reach your right hand tall. Take a nice full breath in. And with your exhale, bring your right hand down to the earth. Unhook your right heel. Walk your left foot across for half pigeon. So left shin's going to be moving parallel-ish towards the top edge of your yoga mat. Right leg long, lift your chest up with your breath in. You can choose to stay lifted or you can lower down on exhale. We'll be here for 2 to 3 breaths. You wanted to stay in your lifted half pigeon. You could add in the thigh stretch again, bending your right heel to your seat, catching your right foot with your right hand, or even slide your right toes into your elbow crease for mermaid pose. Maybe left hand at the sky, maybe hands connect behind your head. And final breath here. When you're ready to release, we're going to move from our half pigeon into our three-legged dog. So right toes tuck, press your hands with your core to lift your left leg to the sky on your breath in. Bend your knee, open your hip, stay here, or take your wild thing as you breathe out. Opening your heart, full inhale. Slow and intentional left knee to right tricep as you exhale. So pressing through your hands, pull your front ribs in. Left knee goes all the way towards the right. Option to hold here or spin your right heel down to the ground. Option to hold here or shoulders staying out of ears. Bend your right knee, push your hips back towards your right heel any amount. You probably won't go very far. From here, left thigh bone still lifted towards your chest. Press yourself back forward, lengthen your right leg. Left knee's pulling up and across. Three-legged dog, left leg to the sky on your breath in. Step your left foot forward as you breathe out. Right knee hovers for our cow lunge with inhale. And exit to your cat lunge as you exhale. When you bend through your knees, it's time to release your right knee all the way down. Wander your left foot wide. And twisted monkey. Sweep your left hand back in space. Perhaps you bend your right heel in, catching your right foot for your thigh stretch maybe. Heart is open. Think about trying to create as much length to your spine as you can. So your shoulder blades press your heart forward and away from your pelvis as you take your breath. And when we release here from our twisted monkey, we're going to find our lifted lizard lunge. So back toes will tuck, back knee is on the ground. As you pivot to the right for side lunge or skandasana, try to adjust your feet if you need to. They aren't exactly where you want them to be. Taking a breath in, then exhale, rotate to your right, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. So rooting through your feet, lift your heart, airplane your arms beside you. Airplane lunge. Again, you have two options. You can keep both feet on the ground, or you can start to fly forward into warrior three. So circle sweeping your arms wide at the side, and then forward, maybe tip into your right leg and fly. Just here for a big breath in. With our breath out, we'll step back into our high crescent lunge slowly. Lift your torso and warrior two, expand. Finishing out this layer, inhale to reverse your triangle. And exhale back into side angle or extended side angle. Just one deep inhale. And low lunge as you exhale. Wander your right foot across for half pigeon. Deciding if you want to stay high or if you'd like to fold forward. Take a breath in. If you're folding forward, think up dog through your spine. And then as your heart is going forward and up, your belly is going forward and down. Just like on the first side, if you wanted to add in your thigh stretch, left heel to seat or your mermaid pose, any variation of mermaid, feel free to go there. And take two more breaths. There's no rush. If you're enjoying the shape that you're in, feel free to stay longer. You have two options for transitioning here. You can either go back through a three-legged dog and then find your way forward to the top of your yoga mat and have a seat. Or from where you are, just tip over to your right glute and bring your legs out in front of you. So take your time. We'll meet in a seat at the top of our yoga mats. Grabbing a sip of water if you're thirsty along the way. You can take some windshield wipers here. You could also add in a reverse tabletop if you want to plant your feet and hands to the ground and lift your pelvis to the sky. And then when you're ready to lower to your back body, taking your time, you can choose to use your core or not. So either a slow controlled lower to the earth, or just hug your knees in and relax back, yeah. We'll meet on the back body in happy baby pose. So once you find your way to the earth, you'll make your way into any version. of happy baby that feels good in your body. So this can be hands to shins with knees open wide, or maybe you reach to your ankles or your feet. Just take a little rock from side to side. Feel free to play with the extension of one or both of your legs here. Then keep your knees bent. Place your feet to the outside edges of your yoga mat, so you have this kind of like wide bridge setup. Let your knees drop over to the left side of your yoga mat. Option here in this pinwheel twist to tuck your left ankle or shin bone on your right thigh, adding a little bit more weight and pressure for the internal rotation through your right thigh bone. Wherever you are, take one more breath, whatever variation you're working with. If your left leg is stopped on your right, go ahead and slide it off. Simply switch your knees over to the other side, knees tip over to the right. Optional add-on of right ankle or shin bone on your left thigh. So how you place your right leg on your left will change sensation. So if you're at your ankle, that'll be a different sensation than if you have more of your right leg stacked on top of your left. Just allowing your left hip to open this other direction for a breath, then that internal rotation of your left thigh bone. And then when we release from here, we're going to take a final inversion. So you can either take a bridge pose, a legs up to the sky pose, or a plow pose. So choosing your inversion, go ahead and find your inversion and offer your body 3 to 5 breaths of it. After your 3 to 5 breaths, when you're ready to release out, we're going to meet in a butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Just make sure you use your core to control your descent. Strong through your center, slow release. And then allow the soles of your feet to come together and your knees to fall open wide. Maybe you bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And then give yourself 3 mindful breaths. So giving the space of a full inhale in, trying not to rush your breath. And then give your exhale as long as it needs to slowly empty out. Just 2 more cycles like that, a really full and slow inhale. An even slower and more complete exhale. And last round of breath here, slow, steady breath in. And slow, complete exhale out. And from your butterfly shape, you can either stay here a little bit longer, otherwise reaching down, help your thighs back together, bring your knees to your chest, roll your nose up to your knees, take a big breath in. And then exhale to your Shavasana, allow your arms and legs to go long, and find whatever shape feels most comfortable for you today. To Taking a moment to adjust your body into the earth. Allow your eyes to close. And then sinking into these last few minutes of practice. And maybe leaning back into that seat of the mindful observer so you can notice and observe your thoughts with a little bit of distance between you and them. Again, maybe not forcing your mind to try to clear, but instead just creating that mindful space so you can notice your thoughts without being attached to them or identifying with them. Starting to bring your focus back towards your breath. Begin to deepen your breath in and lengthen your breath out again. As you deepen every inhale and start to lengthen every exhale. Taking a moment to notice the sensations in your body, the physical sensations that are present. And taking a moment to check in with your heart. What's moving through your heart. And then to again lean back and be aware of the thoughts moving through your mind. And then bringing maybe one or both hands back to your heart space, just like we did at the beginning of practice. You might also return to the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice as well. In this final moment, we pause in gratitude with the yoga practice and all that it offers us, all that it teaches us, not just when we're on our yoga mats, but whenever we tap into that mindful space within ourselves when we're moving about our days. So in deep gratitude of our bodies, our breath, of the practice itself. We'll take one more inhale through the nose all together. Inhale deep. And one more open mouth exhale, let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. May our practices serve as our teachers, our guides in living more authentically and loving more deeply each and every day. And thank you so much for being here, for taking this time to connect to your body and breath. Namaste.